Hey, welcome to this tech tip video. JUPLEND is live. So if you sign up for private beta, you can now go ahead and access that via the JUPLEND dashboard over here. Now, Jupiter said they're going to be launching the public phase and they're going to be rolling this out. So the APYs that you see over here are not the APYs that you're going to see when things go public and everything. These are just kind of like testing rates so that you can get in there, test things out, and move things around and not get real messy with things. Now, they are going to open up to 95% loan to value, which I think is absolutely bonkers, but they figured out a way to liquidate things a little bit more efficiently so that the slippage isn't as bad and so on and so forth. So it's really good the way that they're doing things, and they're going to offer juicier APYs just like I said. Now, this is the earning portion. This is where you can go ahead and put your USDC in and just let it sit there and you earn a fat APY, and it's going to be better than this 2.62% because that is fairly low, obviously, and not worth talking about. But let's go here to the borrow section. I'm just going to show you how to do it and how to go ahead and get a loan out against your SOL. Now, SOL is the only product or the only token that they really have available right now in this testing phase. They're going to have more. They're going to roll out tons of tokens that you can borrow against. And the one that you'd probably want to do is JUP SOL, because that one is kind of a wrapped staking token. So you're earning on that one anyway while it sits there, but you can only borrow SOL against it. So it's not a stable that you're borrowing. So keep that in mind. Each one of these is a little pool that you can put SOL into and you can borrow USDC. So remember, you are confined to the pool where you put your collateral. It's not like a global pool system, which I kind of like. I think that's kind of better, and you can specify which pool you want to go into. You can check out the supply rate and the borrow rate. Now, I put one SOL into the SOL USDC pool about a couple days ago when this thing first launched. So I actually have 1.0015 SOL in the pool because it's earning 3% while it sits there and waits for me to borrow against it. so I have 0 borrowed out, and you can see that I have actually 1,336 USDC in my wallet. So I need to beef that up, and I want to borrow some more. So let's go ahead and show you how to do that. You have a couple of options. Now, you can deposit your SOL in one step and then borrow against it in another step, or you can do it all in one step, which that's what I'm going to do. So let's just go ahead and say that I want to go ahead and put all the 89 SOL that I have in my wallet, and I want to borrow. So since I'm borrowing 0%, you can see 0 down here. Now you can slide this thing all the way up to the max 75%, which is very risky, obviously, because you could get liquidated in about 4 seconds. I'm just going to go ahead and borrow 50%. Now, this is kind of cool because this shows you're going to get about 7,600. I'm going to go even 7,500. I like to keep track of things very well, so I know exactly what I need to pay back and that kind of stuff. So I'm going to borrow 7,500, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like on the other end when I'm done with this borrow. So this is going to do this in one step. This is going to put my SOL in as collateral, and then it's going to borrow out my USDC. And then I will have the USDC in my wallet. It'll add to this balance here, the 1336. So let's go ahead and click on that. Boom. And that will just take a second. I noticed things are taking just a second longer than I think. Even the first day when I tested this, it was like instant, but I think a lot of people are kind of testing it out and using it. But it is fairly quick. This UI is actually fairly slick and easy to use and fairly intuitive, which I think is really nice. So that succeeded. Easy peasy. So deposited my SOL. It looks like I wrapped it of some sort. So it's probably wrapped up in here. So anyway, I can go up here on my dashboard and I can see a couple of things. So this shows that I have the 90 SOL in there, and then it shows I borrowed 7,500. Okay, so if I wanted to pay that back, I could, and I'm paying 4.17% interest. Now this is the better part right here. So this is, I think, what Solana needs to fall down to before I will get liquidated. I'm fairly certain that's what that means. And so I can kind of watch that number and be like, okay, so when it's getting close to that, I probably need to come back. I usually check my loans often anyway, so I kind of need to come back and check this out. But now I have 7,500 USDC in my wallet, and I can use that anywhere. So I'm going to use it on the Jupiter ecosystem. And just lucky enough today, they launched pre-IPO launches. So let's go check that out. Okay, the way that I find the pre-IPO stocks and the stocks, I go over here to the Pro tab right here at the top. Now this is all the stocks and all the pre-IPO stocks that you can trade now on Jupiter. These are all tokenized assets. I know a couple of these have been really popular. Let's go ahead and check out the volume. Circle, MicroStrategy, the SPY, Tesla, all really popular, very highly traded stocks and tokenized stocks and pre-trading assets. So this is SpaceX. Now this is a pre-IPO. This is one that, for your information, has filed for an IPO with the, I think, the SEC or whoever it is, and now you can trade that based on the market cap that's implied, and you can go trade that before it actually goes public. So that's kind of interesting and kind of unique that us retail plebs get in on this stuff now. Now you can go ahead and screen this by just pre-IPO. So it looks like they got SpaceX, OpenAI, Anthropic, Kraken, XAI. Oh, that's cool. So they have, it looks like Twitter, well, old Twitter, what? Discord? What? They did? Nah, get out of here. Anyway, so let's go ahead and let's just hop into Kraken, okay? So it looks like it is trading at $24.58, an implied market cap of $24.6 billion. Interesting. 23K traded. Okay, so let's go ahead and hop into that. So if I wanted to trade this, I can kind of watch how it's been trading a little bit. Now it just launched, so this chart's going to be pretty much useless, obviously. So if I go into a stock, for example, it'll kind of show the stock just like you would see like on TradingView, the same stock patterns and everything like that. But since they're pre-IPO and they just launched, I think today, you're not going to see any of that information. So you pretty much are guessing in the dark as far as information. And it looks like a whole bunch of buys. I wonder what it started at, 24.50. It looks like pretty solid at 24.58. So I'm going to go ahead. I'll dabble. So if I just wanted to buy this, it's super simple. I'll get, let's do 500, and it looks like I'll get 20 pre-IPO shares of Kraken. So let's go ahead and hit buy. That's going to go ahead and go right into my wallet there, which is pretty crazy. And that's it. That's all there is to it. So it'll show my buy here in a second. Transaction confirmed. That's it. And I'm done. That's all there is to it. And I think that will show up in my wallet. So pretty easy peasy, lemon squeezy as far as getting any pre-IPO, tokenized pre-IPO stocks now tradable on Jupiter. I wonder where that goes. Yeah, that's right here. So it actually screens it for you. These are all the pre-IPO ones. So go check those out. Obviously, I'm not saying to do any of them, invest in any of them or anything like that. But if you guys want to check it out, that's how easy it is. We will see you in the next one.